Good evening, everyone. This is Diane. I want to share with you how I am storing my ephemera pieces now. I finally have finished organizing everything. So it's taken me quite a while, in between other things. So I'm really getting a handle on this organization thing of all my craft supplies. Getting there. I'm not done yet. You may have remembered probably a few months ago now when I had made this little folder to keep postage stamps in, and I glued these acetate sheets, but they don't stay glued. This one is actually pulling the paper off. So anyway, I never actually finished it, and I knew that it wasn't going to work for me. I could have sewn these on or used vellum or something else that other people are using, but I decided I've been using binders with protective sleeves for a long time, so I just decided to just keep with that and update it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you because I've been working on that. So here's a binder that I had in my stash. It says stamps. I labeled the side of it. And I went on to Amazon to look for little small pocketed page protectors. And these are actually for coins. So there's 6 across and 7 down. And I'm not going to say that I recommend them for you, although I guess I'm glad I got them, but there was a flap on the back side that you would have to lift up the flap and slip your coin in, which I understand. It's going to protect the coin. I, however, didn't want to mess with the flap while I was trying to get stamps in and out. So I had to go through and cut off all the flaps. And then and the opening was way up high, so I cut it. Can you see the opening there? So I cut. So that took some work, cutting the flaps off and then cutting them down. And some of them I cut down a little too far. But I think these are going to work for me. So this entire page, front and back, is all Queen Elizabeth stamps. Before I had acquired my mother's postage stamp collection, I had ordered from eBay. I think it was eBay or else Etsy. It's been years. A couple sets of stamps from a seller who had really good prices, and one of the packages was all Queen Elizabeth stamps. So that's what's on that page. So you can see I didn't actually organize them by theme, but by size. So this package of coin protectors came with several sizes of sheets. So I think I got 3 of each size. So there's 3 of this size page with the 6 by 7. And then this one has 5 by 6. So this has 30. So I can put slightly bigger pieces. And again, I had to cut the flap off and then cut down. But look how nicely my stamps are organized, and I can see what I have. And if they didn't fit in here, I don't want them. So I do have a destash of stamps. I've done a destash before, a couple of times, but now I'm just keeping what's in this binder. And I will use these, and when I'm out of them, that's fine. I don't even use the stamps that much, but now that I've got them organized, I think I'll be using them more. They were in a little box. It was a little hard for me to access. It always had stuff on top of it. So this one has 4 by 5, so it has 20 pockets in each page. So again, larger stamps. So I had 3 of those. And then 3 by 4. So even bigger stamps. Look at those triangle. I love those. I've got some really great stamps. Thanks to my mother. These are her collection. And then these are, is that what I just did? Yeah, 3 by 4. So those are the largest. And then I still had some that were on more sheets. So I just tucked those in the pockets that were built right into the binder. So I did make a change in my organization of my room too, and I just did a tour, but right up above my table where I sit, I just moved things around so that I can put my binders right up there in front of me. Then I bought this binder especially for this project just because it was pretty and I liked it. It was one of the back to school binders they had had at Walmart. And I've labeled this tickets, tags, ladies, and gents. It doesn't have very many tickets, and these are mostly printables, mostly. So the only, I have a lot of tickets. Oh, stamps. I didn't write stamps on here because I don't have very many. These are the only, and they're printable stamps, postage stamps. But I do have a lot of printable tickets. So I, again, have various sizes of these sleeves, which I'd gotten years ago, because I told you I've had this form of ephemera organization for years, and I got my sleeves at a local game shop, like a hobby shop, and I guess they play games there like Dungeons and Dragons, but you can buy baseball cards, and he had different sizes of protector sheets. So this one, of course, was for baseball card size. So I got some inexpensive white cardstock, and I cut them to fit into all of the sleeves. Little pockets so that I can have front and back. I didn't put the white in them because they just have a strip of tickets that I folded in case I wanted to keep them on a strip. So lots and lots of different tickets that I've gotten from digitals. I want to say, don't judge me for all of the ephemera that I have. It just kind of creeps up on you. I see some ephemera page on from a digital shop that I want, and they're usually a good price. So I just get them, and then I print them and cut them out, and now I have a lot. So this sheet is just little miniature tags, mostly digital. This one is stamped. These are ones that somebody stamped for me and sent me in a Happy Mail. The rest are digital. Well, this one's from my Cricut. And then the ladies and the gents. So this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them in here. I might put them in the little box like I have my cigarette cards, because these are like T-card size images of ladies that I got from, I think it's Lorna Taylor, and I forgot, Tailor Made Books, I think is the name of her digital shop, and her prices are really good. And for example, buying this set of cigarette cards or T-card ladies, I got a ton. You get sheet after sheet after sheet of them, and I cut them all up, and so these pockets are there's just a whole bunch in each pocket. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them in here or put them in a little box so I can just kind of riffle through them. And then these are other digitals or fussy cuts from books, and these ladies are stamped. So this is the same size pocket. These came out of books about fashion. Here is a sleeve that has the same width but longer. And these are printables, and these are cut out of a book. And then we have larger pockets. This bunch here came out of a book, and they're just cut into squares, rectangles, and I just put them in this pocket so I can just pull them out and look through them when I want one. And then even larger. And I used one full sheet because this lady wouldn't fit in any of the smaller ones. So that's another binder. And I have this binder labeled labels. I didn't write anything on it. I just stuck a printable label in there, and I know what this binder is. My recent Antique Mall haul video that I just put up had these things that I bought, and these are for coins also, but they didn't have a flap. I didn't realize that they were quite a bit wider. I think they're about an inch wider than the other pages, but I'm not going to let it bother me. So I got some of those sheets, and I took all the little tiny labels from Rachel from Roxy Creations, her little tiny labels, and I cut them up and put them in these little pockets so it's easier to get out. These sleeves I got at Walmart, and these are for calling cards, business cards I should say, business cards. And the opening is here in the center. So these are great for the labels. So pretty much all of these, most of these are Roxy Creations. These two might be from the old design shop. And these are from Nick the Booksmith, I think. So again, I have lots of labels. Room for more. I didn't put the white in these because they're basically just rectangles and they don't really compete with each other back to front. These are from TLC Creates Vintage. Some of them I stamped, some are just die cuts. And then I have, well, these are still digitals, and these are Martha Stewart sticky ones. I've had them for quite a while. These are my genuine vintage labels. I love these. So they're like the Denison, but they came in a book, a large book like that, and I had to separate them. Some of them were kind of stuck together, but I managed to get most of them apart quite well. So I have a lot, some that are that have words and some that are just plain labels. So I have the ones that are like the ones that are in the old design shop. I have genuine vintage stickers or labels that are just like them. Love those little tiny ones. And I'm so excited to have these in this binder like this. They were still in their book and not separated. And so now that they're all separated and organized, I think that I will actually use them. These are for canning fruits and vegetables. So this is my really fun label book binder. So I had most of the sleeves and most of the binders already in my possession, but I did purchase these and the coin ones and these business card ones. And I did buy that pretty flowered binder. This one I've had for quite a while, but it's a really nice quilted covered. I'm going to save this one for last because this one has categories: flowers, birds, and butterflies. I had used this previously for something else and peeled the label off it, but flowers, birds, and butterflies. Again, it has one of the new coin envelopes for the little teeny tiny flowers and butterflies. And then again, with the white cardstock in between. These are pretty much all printables, I believe. And I've got my Tim Holtz flowers. Some more printables. These are vellum. And then the larger size, longer. There's some birds there. I'm sure you get the idea. You don't need to look at every page, but these are the larger ones. And then it goes to the birds. I did have some birds in the other section. And larger birds, and then the butterflies. I even have some stamped ones that I fussy cut. And then for the miscellaneous pieces, I use this quilted binder. And it does have a pocket. I can put some stuff in there. So these are just square and rectangle pieces in the front part. And then I've got just miscellaneous. Some of them are cut from scrapbook paper. Some are store-bought ephemera. Some are printables. Some are die cuts. Some are stamped. This page has circles. Then the longer ones has some stamped elements, some border die cuts. And I love these. I think these are from Innkeeper, I think. And I've had them cut out, but I've never used them. So now I know right where to find them. And I think they're adorable. These are cut from a paper doll book cover. Some cuts from my Cricut. And these are just a bunch of words cut from a piece of scrapbook paper. I just put them all in there. They're all places in New York City. I just put the whole bunch in here. I know I can just grab them out and look through them. And some more stuff from my Cricut. So that's what I have in my binders. But that is not all. I have another system that I keep under my table here at my feet that I can grab easily. And I just finished setting this up, so I don't really know. I haven't actually worked with it. But I had this box already. And I had already been using it for ephemera, but it was a pain to get to and open up and everything. And I hadn't labeled it. But now I made space under my table, so it's right here at my feet. And I put things in here and I labeled everything, so I know right which box to go to. I have 2 empty boxes at the back. This one has all the Tim Holtz paper doll people that I have. So I have them divided up into ladies. And if there's a lady with a man or a lady with a child, I put them in here. I have 2 boxes of the kids, Tim Holtz kids, and 1 of the men. This is chipboard words. You can see these kind of things wouldn't have worked very well in the binders. The chipboard things are thick. Now this is just, there's not much in here, and I did use some of these after I put them in. But these are just punched shapes from my punches, and they're just little punched tags and labels. So easy to grab. I like to use arrows and brackets or parentheses. So I cut them out with my Cricut from time to time, or my Big Shot. So I have them in here. These are things I've cut with my Big Shot out of book pages. Some of them are already inked. These are little circles. It's too hard to get them out of the little pockets, so I just put them in here. Some of them are stamped and punched. Some of them are die cut, fussy cut from scrapbook paper. This little box is labeled Itty Bitties because that's what it is. It's just little pieces, little tiny envelopes from a digital. Tiny, tiny parentheses. I'm sorry, I've got ink on my fingers. Just tiny little pieces, so when I need just a little accent when I'm doing a collage, I can look in there. I labeled this one black and white. I didn't know what else to do with these. These are from one of those books that you can get that have, what do you call them? Copyright-free images. This one has numbers. I like to use numbers. So some of these are cut from scrapbook paper and some are cut with my Big Shot. I gotta put some more numbers in there. I've been using them. This says stamps on paper. So it's postage stamps, but they're adhered to envelope and postmarked. So I did want to keep some of those for collages. But I do have some of those that will go in my D-Stash bundle. And then these are just a bunch, mostly Tim Holtz, but they're just the rectangular, larger pieces, and I didn't know where else to put them, so they're in here. So that's it. My stamps and all my other binders, and then these. This is my ephemera, in addition to all the other things that you saw as I did my room tour. But I hope that this was helpful to somebody. It was a lot of work, but maybe you don't have as much ephemera as I do, and it won't be as much work. I told you, please don't judge me for all the ephemera that I have. I do, I think that I'll be able to use it more effectively now that I have it all organized. So I'm looking forward to making journals, having my ephemera handy and I know where it is, so that's wonderful. So thank you for watching. Give my video a thumbs up, please, if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.